What's up, people? This is your boy Casspeak from Casspeak, back with another video. Um, so last episode, I talked about, I told you guys that I'm going to discuss COVID-19 or coronavirus really quickly. So this video is basically just an update. It's what's happening here in Canada, specifically here in Toronto, in Ontario, and just some of the things that's been happening with my experience with some of my friends around the world. So, update. Today is March 17, 2020. And this morning, our premier actually declared a state of emergency here on Ontario. And basically, what does that mean, right? There's just going to be a lot more measures in actually trying to contain the city. I'm not sure. Well, basically, there's a lot of things that they closed this past few days. So yeah, this past few days actually has been really crazy here in Toronto. A lot of people were stocking up, including this guy here. So last week, I went to groceries maybe 7 times actually just to stock up, and it was crazy. To give you an idea, on Friday, I was in a grocery shop here called No Frills. So for any one of you who's been here in Toronto, you guys probably know No Frills. So it was Friday in the morning around 10:30, and then good thing I was early, but when I was leaving the place, they actually had to close the entrance, and then because people were just going in, so the entrance was closed, and at the same time there was a lineup, and people were just basically there's just so many people buying. And at the same week, last week on Thursday evening, we went to Costco, and boy, the lineups in Costco are so insane. So yeah, that's been what has transpired here in Toronto. So my question to all of you guys, if you're watching, is if you've stocked up on food. So I want to talk about some of the things that I guess I've gathered from my friends specifically in Japan, Korea, and Mexico. So I have a lot of my friends there in Mexico. My Campeche people told me that they're actually closing down the schools for about a month. I think quite frankly, I think it's going to be longer than that. I believe in Alberta, it's going to be closed indefinitely. But I know some of my colleagues have conferences that actually closed down, have canceled their conferences until June this year. So we don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, the schools are closed in Mexico for all levels as far as I know. I know in Japan, I think it's fairly, I wouldn't say normal, but a lot of people are working from home, starting to work from home. I'm not sure exactly if they're going to continue with that one for the whole, basically the whole country. And in Korea, from what I've heard from some of my buddies there, they've actually, work is still normal, which is quite interesting. Although they stopped, they advised, and I believe pregnant women, from one of my buddy from Seoul told me that pregnant women are not allowed to go to work. But he also talked about an issue in Korea about a religion there that actually was the cause of the spread of COVID-19, which is really funny. So those are some of the updates that I have, from my friends from around the world. I have a friend as well from Ireland. He sent me a photo, and he's all ready to just relax there and play some games, because everyone's just staying in. So here in Toronto, everyone's trying to stay in. Staying in meaning reclusing yourself inside your home, and so yeah, that's basically what people have been doing. Social distancing, right? I hope everyone's safe. Everyone's okay. Everyone's staying in. Everyone's, keeping away from a lot of people from the crowd. Currently not in my place right now. I'm just staying here for a little bit, while for a few days, and then going back to my place in Scarborough, maybe in a few days. But yeah, it's quite scary. And also, my sister actually came back from her vacation last night from the Philippines, which is actually quite scary because again, she was coming from from an airport and in a plane, and and that's why I'm here as well. Trying to stay away from her. But I hope everything is okay. So yeah, I hope everyone's okay. Everyone's washing their hands from time to time, frequently, and so with that in mind, so with all those updates, I want to know, what are you guys doing right now? What are you guys doing in your country? What is your country doing to, contain this virus that we have right now? There's a lot of fear and anxiety that's happening this past few days. At least in my world right now. Personally, it's quite scary and it's worrying. But hopefully we'll all get through this, and hopefully it gets contained very soon. But yeah, so I also want to talk about something which is sort of like a culture for moving away from updates now, and culture. And this was pointed out by a friend of mine, and also my girlfriend, which is the face mask culture here in Canada, North America. So maybe if you're watching this, and if you're in North America from Asia, maybe you're wondering why not a lot of people are wearing masks. But it's simply because I don't know. People just don't wear masks here all the time. I wore a mask maybe I think 3 times last week when I left. But a lot more people, I think, and I believe, should be wearing a lot mask when they go out. But here in North America, yes, speaking of masks, they don't really wear it. It's just not something that people do. It's like saying, some of my students were asking me, oh, why are Canadians not using a lot of umbrellas when it's raining, or like when it's dripping down a little bit? But it's just like, umbrella is not a culture, unlike maybe London, right? You always have an umbrella with you, or maybe some parts of Asia where you always have umbrella. But it's just one of those things, differences, right? I believe of course, in East Asian countries, China, Korea, and Japan, face mask is such a thing. When someone's not feeling well, they're wearing a mask, and it's just normal. But anyway, so that's one thing, I guess, one cultural difference that I want to share to you guys. Also, update with the website that that is live right now. I'm just hashing out some of the details there, and at the same time, hopefully it's fully running. Hopefully this week. I've been sort of like having issues with getting forms, or rather submission forms, from some people that are interested to go to my free class. So I'm just trying to fix that, and hopefully we'll get it fixed sometime this week. But hopefully I see you all in that class. Once again, this is just an update. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well, and keep safe there. Bye, guys.